Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey guys, really want the Browns to take down the Ravens this weekend and throw against their poor pass defense. On defense, when we're attacking them, a couple years ago, Miami played with no deep safety, brought everyone up close to the line of scrimmage, and shut down Baltimore's running game. Maybe wide receiver Zay Flowers changes that strategy, but if Denzel Ward can handle him, along with a blitzing defense, maybe we can make life difficult for Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, using almost like a 46 or Bear defense. Any chance Jim Schwartz would take this route? What do we have to lose? Thank you.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Jacob, I understand the thought. Lamar Jackson's playing really well from the pocket now, though. He's kind of evolved into a guy that, he will beat you from the pocket now.
Yeah, any of the old antage that he's a running back, not a quarterback, that's long gone. He's long put that to rest. He's definitely able to win from the pocket as well as outside, and I think that one good thing they have going is that they've been able to shut down Derrick Henry when he was in Tennessee and stuff, so that maybe that helps them a little bit. But man, Lamar, right now he's got to be up there with the opportunity to get his back-to-back MVP. I mean, because he's just been as good as anybody in football right now, especially with a down year from Patrick Mahomes. I think one thing that's interesting is kind of what we've seen the last couple of weeks from Jim Schwartz. He's really differed his approach. We've seen a lot more zone coverage, which was just not something he did last year. And he's kind of shown a willingness to change some things up. So if he feels like something like that would be the way to go, I think he's open to the idea, when maybe in the past he wasn't so open to switching things up. And so I think they've got the personnel to play defense against them, as long as their defense isn't on the field all the time, because the offense is going 3 and out. But Lamar's being they might be the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah. Here's something else to look at. And Zach Jackson, Browns beat reporter, tweeted this out. Browns have 1,777 yards this season. The Ravens have rushed for 1,476 yards. I mean, right there. That's rough.
That is a Brown stat if I have ever seen one before. It's I saw that tweet earlier this morning, and I was like, I thought it said that the Browns had rushed for more than the Ravens. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way. And then I reread it, and I was like, oh no, that is not a good number. You just got to find some consistency. And, sometimes a new quarterback creates a spark. And I'm really intrigued by the fact that Ken Dorsey will be up in the booth calling plays, because I think that really that's what he did in Buffalo. So it was always a surprise that he didn't do it. But, if they can scheme some stuff up, they just have got to when there is a layup, they have got to make those layups, because right now they're making everything impossible on offense, and they're trying to get these big plays instead of just being smart and methodical and moving down the field. They have the personnel. I think they have the personnel to not be the worst offense in football. They're just not executing, and they don't know how to line up, which is just insane this late in the year.
All right, this from ESPN Week 8 previews. Stat to know, Lamar Jackson tied his single-game career-high 5 passing touchdowns against the Buccaneers Monday night. Needs 4 touchdowns to match the mark he set in 2019 for the most TDs ever over a 2-game span in franchise history. Bold prediction. Winston will be sacked at least 5 times, but he'll also throw 2 touchdowns. I'm betting Cleveland's inability to deal with the blitz wasn't only a Watson problem, but at the same time, the quarterback play should improve with Winston. I agree with both of those. I think Lamar Jackson's going to be a problem, and I think Winston will be an improvement.
One thing that I think is going to be really interesting with Winston is, towards especially the tail end of Watson before he got hurt, he didn't want to throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field. There was a lot of, crossing routes, dump offs, and things like that. Even when there were some chunk plays and some deeper throws, he wasn't making them. We know Jameis is not afraid to do that. We know he's going to push it vertically. We know there's not many throws that he's not going to think he can make. But I think Winston does a good job of getting the ball out of his hands when there isn't a deep play. And I think that's going to be if you want to neutralize the struggling offensive line, get the ball out of your quarterback's hands, and that's not what Watson was doing. And I think Winston can do a better job at that. But that's a good point. It wasn't just a Watson problem. We know that, and we're going to see how much of it was the offensive line versus the quarterback. And their offensive line is not picking up blitzes very well at all. So sending the house at Winston early and often is probably a good recipe.